So this is just a quick tutorial on how to cut, trim, and work with movies and films, video files, pictures in Windows Video Editor. So one thing to note, Windows Video Editor doesn't have layers like DaVinci or Premiere Pro. So because of that, you can't as easily put a visual over top of your video. So if you're trying to do something like that, I would likely recommend you go to DaVinci. The only way to do it in Windows Video Editor would be to convert your video to audio using an online converter, and then put the audio in custom audio, so then you can pick what visuals go over top. But even then, that's going to get really hard to work with, so I would recommend just use DaVinci if you want to do layers. That said, you are able to do a voiceover, and you are able to do audio, like add audio, and you can easily cut and trim. So for basic cut and trim and edits, it's really good. So I'm going to switch over. If you open Windows Video Editor and then start a new project file, you'll see your blank workspace. And then if you just add a video file on here, let's say I'll go here. Sorry, I lost my file. Let me pull it up here. There we go. So I'm going to drag a file over here. You can add stuff like videos and photos, and it'll all work fine. So in this case, I have a video. I can drag the video down. And then I have maybe the end. This works great. Awesome. What you might want to do now is maybe there's a part in the middle you want to delete, something that didn't work. You have two options to work with here. There's trim and there's split. Split lets you cut the clip into two. So if I just hit split now and I hit done, it'll cut it at 1673, and then whatever remains after is a new clip. Trim lets you trim the edges of a video clip. So if you split it, you can then trim the two little clips. Or if you split twice, you'll have a third clip in the middle that you can delete. So there's a couple ways to work with this, but the main way, you find where you want to split, so you can hit play. You can also just drag this, and let's say that's where I want to split it. That is the end of the mistake. I can just hit done. And now it's going to be two video clips. It automatically moves the end over. Now if you need to trim that part off, depending on where you split it, if you split it before or after the mistake, that determines if you need to edit the before or after. So because I split at the end of the mistake, I'm going to go to the first one and I'm going to edit it now. And again, you have two options. You can trim or split. So I'm going to do trim this time. And you can go near the end here, and let's say that's the start of the mistake. Now what you can do, you can see you have your video marker there, and you can drag the end of the trim to the video marker and hit done. And so that now cut off the part in the middle that we split. So we split it and we trimmed a few seconds before the split. So now the video clips will continue automatically with that 3 seconds cut out. An alternative to doing that is to split where you want to split. So let's say I want to split here. So we had to split already, and now I'm going to split the first clip a second time, just a bit earlier. That'll create a third clip. And so this is the 1 minute, or this is the 1 second, 1.33 seconds that you want to delete. So if that's the part you split before and after the mistake, then you can right click and you can hit remove this clip. And now same idea, you've cut that part of the middle out. So splitting cuts a clip into two, trim lets you trim the edges of the clip. And then of course cut or remove is just right click, remove, or just Control X for cut. So for basic splitting and trimming, this program works really well. If you need to do anything layer wise, you're better off to go to DaVinci Resolve, and I have a video for both. So lastly, when you're done, you just hit finish video and you can render it in 720p, and that'll be a good enough quality while we're keeping your file size lower. And then you just hit export, pick where you want to save it, and it will export for you. So that is the end of that tutorial. I hope all goes well. Just ask if you have any questions, and good luck. Happy editing.